Hello, everyone. It's September 5th, 2025, 3:41 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Just a daily wrap up of this Friday market. What a day. Um, we all knew that volatility was going to be staying for a little while, that the market is going to have its fluctuation of rip to the new all-time highs and then dump back about 1 to 1.25%. And today was just a wild roller coaster. Overnight, the stock market actually gapped up higher, and in the morning, we had the employment situation reported at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time, and the market kind of reacted negatively over that data release this morning, and it was a quick wick down, but it actually bounced right back up and opened a lot higher. And we actually opened up at a new all-time high overnight. And so after the, I guess, 10 o'clock ish, the 10 o'clock a.m. macro turnaround is always playing out these days. But right after that, we started selling straight down to about 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we started chopping throughout the day. And of course, you could play the zero DTEs on the XPS and make a couple of percentage points there. But overall, it's just been a straight sell and a choppy kind of day. And so we knew about that. We expected that. We knew that it's going to play out that candlestick pattern that we're gonna have new all-time highs every other day or so, and then we'll start selling off again, and that would create a lot of people buying a lot about the money puts, just in case if the market really is being really complacent right now, and people are not sure if we're gonna keep going higher or are we gonna dump. So right now, again, I'm still sticking to the narrative that we're gonna go get new all-time highs again on the SPY and XPX. QQQ was just there, about 581 this morning, and then started selling down. So we were very, very close to catching new all-time highs for the QQQs. But a lot of the other tech stocks like Microsoft started selling off immediately this morning. We had some sort of strength in the morning across all tech, like generic, like being the general market this morning was all gapped up pretty high, right? And so immediately after open, the market started selling. And so yesterday's HUD calls and Microsoft calls, I already took profit right in the morning anyways. That was my game plan. When I see strength, I'm selling. You could review back in my old videos. That is my game plan. If I see strength, I immediately sell. I take advantage of the increased VIX this morning. The VIX was actually up around 6 to 7% in the morning, but then it started dying down in the more early day, in the later day today. So VIX is all over the place. People on X is all over the place, but the narrative is still the same for us. We are getting new all-time highs. QQQ will get new all-time highs. You could see that on SPY. I like to check out the volume on SPY to correlate with my Bollinger Band setup. So today we actually eked out. We touched the upper Bollinger Band limit, and so after that touch, we started selling down. We see this sort of not really a hammer candle. We would see it if it's more than half, so around the 649 level, I guess 650 level, right? But it looks like we may see some sort of selling into early next week. We do have a couple of macro data that's coming out on Tuesday next week. I believe it's the non-farm payroll, revision. We also have the PPI on Wednesday. We also have core inflation rate and inflation rate data coming out. And again, I think in general, the market is expecting a rate cut from the Federal Reserve. All the data aligns up with the Federal Reserve cutting in September FOMC. And the FOMC date is September 17th. The meeting starts on September 16th. So we do have some time for people to kind of get into position and re-hedge or rebalance their portfolios. So perhaps that's probably why we saw that sell-off this morning from the general market, is that people know that the data that was printed today was bad. We have lower jobs. and we know that bad news should be good news, but people are now rebalancing or selling a little bit of their portfolio, rebalancing it so that when FOMC does announce that rate cut, people are prepared for it. So other tickers like Coin, I really like actually. Coin did open up at 315 this morning and just started selling back down and actually wicked to the 293 level. We do see a high volume bar, about 9.5 million. And to compare to the days beforehand, it was averaging around 6.5 million stocks. And so I really think that Bitcoin might rally over the weekend, and that perhaps on Sunday, once the market opens, I think Coin might actually gap up next week early in the morning, because it's been rough. You can see that it's been weeks of consolidation since early August, and I would jump into this, and I am not, because it's not printing out a hammer candle that I like. I think if it was around 305, after seeing the tail of this candlestick, the tail of this candle wicking down just slightly under the lower Bollinger Band, I would have really liked the longs in Coin. But right now, I'm not touching that at all. Meta, similar situation. It did sell off like the rest of the market did, but it's giving us a doji. So you have two back-to-back dojis, not really an inside candle. So we're not really sure where Meta is going. Apple, I really want to short this, but again, taking a look at it, we do see a doji candle on the upper side of the upper Bollinger Band level, but the volume just isn't there. We saw the volume on September 3rd to be higher, to be about 66 million. We don't see it today. We only see about 40 million stocks traded today. So we're not touching Apple shorts right now. Tesla is it's tough. So I have another video that I will put in the end of this video to show that I shorted Tesla in the afternoon. I got in about the 330 puts expiring next week for about 2.2. So right now it's in the red, but I'm holding it. I think Tesla might dump next week closer to the 330 level, probably sometime around Wednesday or Thursday or something like that. Look at the volume. We have 96 million today. And the last highest volume that we had was about 88 million on Wednesday. And the day before that was last Friday, about 81 million. Friday on August 22nd was about 94 million. So today we are above that volume, the daily volume candle. So I really think this is a very high probability play that Tesla might dump next week. But who knows? Tesla loves to, I'm really bad at playing Tesla, but I see the setup. I think I have to take it, and I'm not averaging down. I'm keeping my position small. It's a very high volatility environment. Today we were up 6% on the VIX, and now we're down to flat. So it will crush a lot of options play. And I think I'll make another video in the future about how to really time your options, and how theta really burns some of the options, and the direction of options when VIX is very high and gets crushed afterwards. So the skew. Last night I did announce that it was higher, the 153 point skew. I think today we might see a little bit lower skew, probably around the 150 again, and perhaps it would set up for a lot of longs. But I'd be surprised if next week it actually goes low. I'm not surprised. I'll be surprised if it closes today higher. That just means people in the future are planning to, or are hedging their positions. And so that is all for today. I hope you enjoy my videos so far, and I will report back in the next video. Have a great weekend. Cheers.